Libre, the original eau de parfum and the new Absolute Plateau.
Third and 10. Prescott, quick throw underneath. It is the tight end for a first down. There's Ferguson. He's had one of his best games today at the touchdown early, and on 3rd and 10, they converted with a 12-yard gain.
Now they decide, you see, they go too high. A lot of soft zones, and that's just pitch and catch. He knows Ferguson's got it in breaking route to avoid its zone. That's pitch and catch on 3rd down.
My opponent's campaign is built on attacks and lies. But you know me, and you know it isn't true. We've been through a lot together, and now we're building the Commonwealth we've always dreamed of. We're a leader in economic growth, tens of thousands of new jobs, our lowest unemployment rate ever, delivering on major infrastructure projects and bringing high-speed internet everywhere. We're building a bright future here for all of our families.
Well, hello.
Hello. I am still working on this goddamn journal. There was so much dialogue. It is so long.
All you gotta do is just copy it.
I know that's what I'm doing. There was so much of it,
I'll
especially
bet.
going back and getting all their names and every
Oh,
back and
man.
forth the whole time.
Dude, I am not at all jealous of your position
Me
with
either.
that
Me
I
either.
mean,
Why the hell isn't it done?
I'm currently at the very end of 4 pages. I'm about 3,300 words in.
So you don't get an inspiration point.
No, I'll take it. I'm
I
okay
was
with
about to
that.
slap some exhaustion on you.
Oh, is that right?
How you
For
doing,
not
Jeff?
getting it done.
Yeah. Mm.
Damn.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Well, we're all thinking about you. I hope you know that.
Definitely.
Sounds like it. Oh, that. Mm. Mm. Mm.
See,
I hate it
diabetic?
for you.
Is that what's causing some of his issues with like the sores and stuff? Oh, MS. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Gotcha. Wow.
I know what. What is sepsis again? Okay, I thought that was called something else. I don't know why. Okay. No, I don't think it does. That's just horrible, man. Of course. Not at all, man.
Do what feels
No.
right, man.
Kind of like
Do what
survivor's
feels
guilt,
right.
right? It's, yeah. Yeah.
You got to bounce.
Yeah.
Well, you're a hell of a guy, Jeff, and we're all thinking about you guys. Tell Paulette I'm thinking about her too.
Well, no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Mm.
All right. So, first of all, yeah, on all of us, echo everything they already said, man. Feel for you. If you need anything from us, let us know. But let's see if we can get you a couple hours where you don't have to think about it. Easier said than done. I know. So, Cade, what is your timeline on our journal here? Because we've talked about bottle caps for getting them done, and
So I am in the part I'm on right now is when Oglethorpe and Irina's ordeal.
okay.
So getting close.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Oglethorpe and,
close.
Stella, you mean?
Yeah, Stella.
Okay.
Because the whole dinner with all the dialogue has been.
You sound like you got dementia.
Yeah, between Oglethorpe and Bravos's dialogue, Salim's with Ulrich's was pretty lengthy. Achilles with I can't remember the child's name. Namira, I think. I think it's Namira. Liliana wasn't too bad. Because Liliana's just basically talking to Stella. Because Stella was didn't really give a
Tell
shit.
you what, I'm gonna cut you a little bit of slack because you're in progress, and it was a hell of a task that we gave you. But you're not done. So, um, your first attack roll or saving throw tonight, or next time we play, whichever comes first, will be made with disadvantage.
That's okay. I'll take that. Is that
So,
attack roll or just any roll in general?
or saving throw. No, attack
Okay.
roll or
Attack or saving throw. Okay.
Or if you're casting a spell and they're making a saving throw, then they will get advantage on their save.
Okay. I can take that.
Holy shit.
So,
I would like to add one last thing to the end of that episode. I made a mistake when Ackles punched Oglethorpe in the mouth. It is not your strength modifier that you do for damage. It is 1d4, but you don't get a strength advantage. So he could roll a 1d4 if you wanted him to do that damage.
You said there you took 1 point, and I'm willing to live with that. I don't feel it.
Well, it's up to DM really, but I mean, okay, I took 1 point then.
so I just shared some Taroka cards with you guys that you may remember. And is everybody hearing the music?
Of course, sounds great.
I do.
Okay, finally, fucking A. So, as you may recall, if you look at the map of Barovia that I shared with you, I had this circle where you guys are at the Luna River Crossroad. And there's actually a sound set for the Luna River Crossroad, but it's not great. It's just kind of quiet, but I'll play it. I got a little music in the background, so that's not bad. So this is
I haven't
the
heard
Luna River
CJ or
Crossroads.
Jennifer tonight. Is anybody?
What's that?
Yep. I'm here.
Okay. All right.
CJ.
Hi guys.
What's
And I think I'm on
Hi.
journal. Is that correct? I believe.
I think so, yep.
Hey, Jen. You still mad at me?
I am.
Never.
I know you are, Ackles. I got plans for you, dog.
Evil
Do you?
Atlas.
Evil
Punching people in the party.
Evil. Punching old
The
man.
Atlas of Evil. Mm-hmm.
Praying to Tiamat. Punching old folks.
Punching old folk.
Only those that deserve it.
Old folks with glasses, even. So
monocle. And he punched me in the mouth.
Here's where you are
Cannon.
on that circle, the Luna River Crossroads, and as I mentioned at the tail end of last week, you've got a choice. You can go north, you can go south, or you can go west. And I don't know if you all have talked about it throughout the week or what, but that's what you got ahead of you. So
My impression was the last time that we were at this crossroads, our intention was to go save that kid from the werewolves first.
No.
Then we were supposed to find Van Richten or whoever at that tower, Wizard's
I think the
Tower.
kid with the werewolves has been.
It's been a
like he
week.
got shoved
Yeah.
way down.
We've given up
way
on
down
him? Okay.
I mean, I'm happy to take you to the werewolves,
Well,
assuming you can find them.
all right. Oh, I'm just saying what we had talked about. I'm certainly not saying. And
Yeah, we
next
didn't talk
thing was
about
looking.
anything this week.
No, this was probably 3 weeks ago when we were trying to leave the Lackey.
Yeah.
Oh, easily. More than that, maybe.
But anyway, that find Van Richter in that tower, and then also go to the Wizards of Wine. Those were the 3 things on our list, and then we got some new objectives last week. Talking to Strahd, he gave us some new potential plot hooks.
Yeah, he gave one specifically to you. That was the Druids in the Southwest.
Right.
One to Salim.
Yeah, one to Salim. I'm trying to
Which
think
I'm
exactly
very
what it was.
interested in that one. We've invested a lot into the whole brother, sister, mother thing. I'm anxious to see where that goes, big time.
Much like Scarlett says most times, it's probably not going to pay off for you.
I think my only argument was we were pretty adamant about protecting the kids, and then we got sidetracked. So that still, I would think, would be our main focus to get the book for Olga. And if everybody believes her, then the book is with the children. Oglethorpe would want to go that way, as well as Aklis, I would assume, for protect the children.
That was perfect, by the way. I wouldn't change a bit of that. No.
What where is that tower? I know we had some descriptions on where is that tower in relation to where the Wizards of Wine is?
Is it before or after?
You don't really know.
Well, we had some indication of where it was.
You know that they're both in the west.
Is that all we knew? Okay.
Does anybody have a snapshot of that pinned map before he took it down?
I used to, but I mean, all it had was letters on it. You didn't know what the letters were, so it wasn't really much of a cheat.
Well, before we make any decision, Oglethorpe, he after he got punched in the mouth and stood up and kind of warned Aklis to never get in his way again. He staggers off and he goes and he sits on a rock. And some time goes by. You guys kind of forget about him as everybody's trying to calm down from the situation. And he's sitting on the rock, and he's got his head's kind of leaned up a little bit, just a tad. And Calamus is floating right in front of his face, like looking at his lip, his bloody lip, and you hear he's kind of like poking at it a little bit, you know. He's like, oof, oof, and he's like, Oglethorpe is flinching and whatever, and he kind of lifts the lip up a little bit. Calamus does with the point of the quill, and he's like, ouch, Calamus. He's having trouble talking because his lip is so incredibly swollen. That really hurt, Calamus. And then Calamus kind of pulls back a little bit. And he's like, what do you mean I deserve that? And then, you know, it's another one-sided conversation. He's like, I was not being a jackass. And then he's like, how does it look, Calamus? He's like, I don't believe it looks fine. Let me see for myself. And All of a sudden, Oglethorpe's eyes roll back in his head, and Calamus is in front of him, and it kind of looks like he's looking in a mirror now, and he's tilting his head around, looking at it. It's like, oh dear, that looks terrible. Looks like a swollen blood sausage. And he's like looking at it. And he's like, oh, my teeth hurt. And he kind of tries to smile. Oh, he's like, this tooth feels loose. And he takes his tongue and he kind of wiggles the tooth, and it just falls out of his mouth and hits the ground. And he's like feeling around on it with his hand blindly because he can't see out of his own eyes. And Calamus, help me find my tooth. And Calamus looks down and he finds, oh, there it is. He looks in the mirror again, or just looks at Calamus again, and he sees it. He takes his thumb and he pushes it back up into his gum. Or it stays. He's like, there, good as new. And then it just falls out onto the ground again. So he picks up the tooth. He's like, I'll save this for later to see if someone will heal me and heal it back. And he's, what do you mean? Tough chance of that. He's like, I guess I was a bit too cross with the young girl. I will have some apologies that will need to be done. And then Calamus kind of flies into his satchel. Then he roots around in there. And he flies off. He's like, where are you going, Calamus? He just can't barely talk because his lip is so swollen. He's like, bah, I don't care. And Calamus flies away. And that's it.
Wow. Okay, I'll take Calamus off the combat tracker.
No. He's still
gone
around.
out of the adventure.
No.
He's gone. He gets blasted out of the sky.
Oglethorpe has no more powers now.
Well, I'll just go ahead and do it now then, what he's going to do.
Just
get it over with. Yeah. This is unbeknownst to Oglethorpe, but if you'll let me do this, because normally a familiar can only take the dodge or the dash action.
Right.
But I would like for Calamus to do something. It's nothing like an attack or anything like that. Just something kind of, I think that would, I'd just like to see what would happen if you would let me. It won't take very long at all.
Okay.
All right. So Calamus flies away, and Oglethorpe has no idea. He's not looking through his eyes or anything like that. He's just still worried about his busted up lip and his tooth falling out. So Calamus is going to fly over to where Stella is. I don't know what she's doing. And he's going to kind of circle around her head. And it looks like there's something like in his feather, kind of wrapped up in his feather. But he's just kind of flying, but out of her reach. But he's not doing it in a angry way or anything like that. He's doing it in a, very almost playful way, just trying to see if he can approach her.
I think she was kind of being comforted by Aklis.
Aklis can be there.
So is it just kind of flitting above her?
Yeah.
Okay. She notices it and starts batting at it. Kind of curious.
Okay. Then Calamus will go down to the ground in front of her feet, a little out of her reach, but on the ground. And he will write, he is old. And then he will kind of flutter around. And he will then erase it. And then he will write, he is confused. And he'll flutter around and magically erase it, because if he flies over it, he can magically erase it. And then he will write on the ground again, he is scared. And he will then erase that. And then he will write, he is afraid of losing everything he loves. again. And then he will erase that. And he will write, he is a scared, confused, old man. He will erase that. And then he will write, but he is a good man. And he will erase that. And then
This whole
lastly,
time. Go ahead.
this whole time what? Go ahead.
She can't read.
I'm a cat. I can't read.
All right, and then even though he doesn't know that, so he's going to keep on writing. Aklis can tell her what it says. And at the very end, he will write. At the very end, he will write. But he is not Victor. And then he will not erase that. He will leave that, and then he will go to fly away, and then he will drop something at her feet, and he flies back off to Oglethorpe.
Okay.
Bliss gestures toward what Calamus dropped, indicating that Stella should inspect it, pick it up.
Okay. She'll kind of approach it like a cat, and very cautious and hesitant. She'll like stretch out onto the ground and kind of reach for it with one of her hands.
It's that coin that Aklis made the catnip.
So she's gonna pick it up and kind of draw it in closer to her and look at it, and she's gonna look at Aklis for confirmation that everything's okay.
Aklis is gonna look at her right in the eyes and say, Victor would not have walked away after I struck him. Calamus is right. We are all on unfamiliar ground. We are all scared, but perhaps the old man more than the others. But I assure you, child, he is not Victor. Your Victor is gone.
So if Stella wanted to whisper something to Aklis but didn't want anybody else to hear it, how do you do that?
We go down DM chat, right?
Yeah.
Or
You could text
Jeff
him.
had to say.
You could text him if he would.
Okay.
Or you can go down into.
Well, there's a
DM
way
chat.
to whisper in Fantasy Grounds. I can't remember what it is. You just type it into the chat.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
What is it? Yeah, I don't remember how you do it in DM chat or in the chat.
I just texted it.
I think it's something like whisper / person's name, something. You know.
Just right click. If you can right click on top of their picture, I think it just says whisper. Right click to their portrait.
It does.
And then it's / W and then somebody's name.
Knock me down and call me Fred.
There it is. I assume, Stella, you can see what I put in the chat. Maybe Jared, nobody else?
I cannot. I would like to know what's going on, though, so I can just kind of keep
Yeah,
track.
I can't see it.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Stephen, have you ever
That was
seen
neat, right?
True Grit, the Coen Brothers version of True Grit?
Yeah.
What's that?
I was asking Steven if he's ever seen the Coen Brothers of True Grit a few years ago.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
It's fantastic.
I think we need to find that dentist from that one scene, or Oglethorpe Field. That's my favorite scene in the whole movie. I mean, that guy is amazing.
In the chat.
Wearing that big freaking like he's wearing an entire bear on his head.
I forgot.
His voice is unbelievable. If anybody hasn't seen that, they need to see it.
Oh, that's
It is a
great.
great movie. All right. So, what do you guys want to do? I mean, you can sit here and continue to, do this sort of thing, or we can get on the road. That's up to you guys.
I figured
So,
if he
Bob, did
was
you ever get into the fantasy grounds?
No, I'm still working on it. Cameron's computer had the old Fantasy Grounds on it.
Wow. Okay.
But I have a different screen now. It's still saying you're 100% there, but we're just doing some spinning and winning, and it's working real hard.
Gaining on it.
I think
Okay.
it's time I get a new
So
computer.
what do you guys want to do?
Oglethorpe, are you pushing very hard since you just went to extremes for the book and you know which direction the book is in?
Yeah, Oglethorpe is going to come up to the rest of the party, and he's going to try with his big, fat, busted, bloody red lip. He's going to say, I say, and then all of a sudden his other front tooth falls out. So both of them are gone now. And he's like, oh dear. And he reaches down and grabs that tooth and puts it in his pocket. And he's like, I say we proceed west to the Wizards of Wine. That is my wish. And he's got a real bad lisp now.
Dr. Zlatan, I know you're not trained in dentistry, but if you want to make a roll with your bone saw, we can see if you can get those teeth back in there.
I'm willing to do a medicine check if he wants me to evaluate his teeth.
I just think it would only be just a heel. I mean, it's just damage. But
I will.
Bone saw and pliers.
Bone saw and pliers. All right.
I think
I don't have a bone saw at the moment, unfortunately.
That's right.
Or maybe fortunately.
John, do you have any of your one healing good berries for? You might be able to
I do not currently have good berries. I did get a 26 on my medicine check on that tooth.
Yeah, his teeth have been knocked out. Big old dragon fist.
Stephen, I imagine that you talk like Mushmouth from Fat Albert.
He talks like this.
He's got some perioditis. What's perioditis? Gum inflammation.
Periodontology is not my forte.
Yes. Let's say we go west to the Wizards of Wine.
You're most stricken by his halitosis. It's very old and musty.
Your 26 medicine check diagnosed as halitosis.
I'm so skilled.
Hey, honey.
All right, so you're going west. Go west, young man.
I guess, do we feel like we know where the Wizards of Wine is at least, or do we don't know where anything? We're just wandering in the wilderness.
I mean, you know that. You do know that the tower was near a lake, and you know that the Wizards of Wine are off to the west and to the south, and that there's a village of Kresk that is, due west. That is what you know.
Now let's say we go west.
I concur.
Amen.
All right. So you begin traveling west.
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 Diane West. Let's see what happens here.
I hope we find more than corn on the cob for you to eat on the way there.
Oh, that would be disastrous for me.
So as you are wandering through, not wandering, you're traveling down the road. It is, I forget what time of day it is. I think y'all had spent the night in the crossroads. Maybe is that accurate? I don't remember. Or is it late? Is it like afternoon? I can't remember the time.
I think we spent the night outside of Valaki, and then we walked. I don't know how long you said we had to travel to get to the bridge. Then we did the thing to Strahd's castle. It wasn't clear how long that took or didn't take. It was kind of mysterious. We slept both ways.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
so I think it was like late. It was like late morning when they picked you up.
Yeah, it was.
And then it's late morning when you come back. So you walk through. You begin walking. Grab a bite to eat. Have some rations or whatever. And you see something as you've been probably walking for about 3 hours, and the road has gone kind of westerly and then turned south, and it's beginning to turn kind of back towards the north, and often off in the distance you see something on the side of the road. Laying on the side of the road.
Kill it. Yep.
all right.
Y'all, it looks like something laying on the side of the road.
That's about right.
How far away is it?
About right.
It's like 50 yards up, and it looks like it's 5-6 feet longish, maybe 8 to 12 inches, kind of like a little hump on the ground.
Oglethorpe, can you send Calamus up there?
I can. Calamus. See what that shape is on the side of the road.
You got my super dark vision, so I was just taking a look to see if I could tell what it was.
Bless you. Raylan, you as you look, and also as Calamus gets closer, and I guess you can and you can perceive what Calamus is seeing. You have to come back and report. I can't remember what we.
I can just speak telepathically with him.
Through him. So yeah.
Yep. Or I can see with him if I want.
It appears to be a person laying face down, wearing like covered with a cloak, on the side of the road, and it's a pretty good sized person, bigger than you thought initially.
A good sized person?
Mm-hmm. Laying on the side of the road, face down, covered with a cloak.
Is there any blood?
Don't see any blood.
What do you think, Grayland?
If the person is hurt, we must go help them. So I will, I guess, if nobody else is moving, I'll try to go up there and see.
I'll go up there with you. I'm
Do
happy
you all
to
tell us
evaluate.
that there's a body? Because
yeah, there's a body up here.
Trimmer immediately is in my hands, and I start moving towards. The figure on the side of the road.
It's a very large body.
Okay.
Salim turns to to Raylan. Let's see if we need to kill it before we heal it.
Mm-hmm. As you get closer, it becomes clear that this is a very large. You see arms, you see legs. They look a little furry, and again, but you can't see the face. It's face down, and the head is covered by the hood of the cloak, and it's wearing a cloak. You just kind of see some feet and some arms and some hands sticking out from underneath it.
As I'm walking towards it, I say, "You there? Can you hear me? You in the ditch?"
There's no response.
How far away am I?
You're about 25 yards away now.
I pick up a rock from the road in my other hand.
Okay.
And I throw it towards the body.
Wait.
Not to try to hit it, but just to, like, if it's asleep, to wake it up.
All right.
Like a
roll
little
a d20. Okay. So it lands off, 5 feet to the side and kind of rumbles, clatters down the path, the road. No movement. No response.
All right. Well, I keep moving up guardedly,
I'd like to
ready
watch,
in action.
I'd like to watch the trees and everything around, just in case it's a.
It's far out. My eyes are darting around the woods, just looking everywhere.
So I'd like to do that. No, bad roll.
Yo, what are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Cloak on.
Yep, I've got a cloak. I believe I'm wearing chainmail. Some old rusted chainmail. It's not really rusted, but more of like kind of overgrown where I've lived in the woods for so long. Got some moss, kind of greenery growing on it.
But you got your that big ass cloak that they
Raven got cloak, y'all?
Cloak, I'd say it's dark, black, kind of I'd say it's black with small silver stars throughout it, kind of in the shape of Saloon's. Yeah, kind of in the shape of Saloon's 7 stars around the eyes.
With you're 17 and Calamus is 21, as you get closer, because keep in mind there's still mist all around, but as you get a little bit closer, probably let's say 10 yards away now. Damned if that isn't a dark cloak. Stars all over.
It's a trap. Everyone stop.
In the shape of Saloon's symbol.
Shit. As soon as I see that, I think just instinctually, I'm just gonna go ahead and use one of my innate spells for Furbolg, and I'm gonna use Detect Magic.
Okay. You do not detect any magic on that thing in the road.
Oh shit.
It is just like those nooses that we saw. Or the gravestones or something like that had our names on them.
No, it was wasn't it the flag, hangman?
Stockade with the people that
there's
look like
gallows.
Yeah.
I reach out with a divine sense.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
I'll start inching closer.
Yeah.
Not only because I see. This is the first time I've seen anything that's based, saloon based, and it's someone that follows the same.
No, it is you, fool. Furry legs, cloak,
large.
stars.
Yep. I'm just gonna look a bit closer, not get too close.
The DM just asked you what your cloak looked like, and he's wearing the same thing.
Keep away to the side.
My mind's still fucked from that castle.
Then listen to me. I am speaking words of logic, and let's not
As
fuck with the forest.
As soon as you say all that, I'm gonna stop. Looking back and forth, just nervous as all shit. Looking back and forth through the trees.
Okay.
Let us just keep walking.
All of you just
I
stand
close
there
in
looking.
on the figure.
All right.
I'm going to come up and look at the figure very closely too. I want to figure out if I think it's alive or unconscious or what. I want to know if it's a humanoid or what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of be looking over Salim as you two kind of come towards it.
I am
So
35 feet away.
How far away are you guys?
I'm
Oglethorpe is far away.
at the body.
You're at the body.
I'm near the body.
So like 5 feet from the body, or like right up on the body.
Right. I'd say I'm doing perception as I'm approaching it, and I'm coming up to the body.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
I want to move at least close enough
8.
to. Which is closer to us, the head or the feet?
The head.
Then I want to circle around to. I want to go past it to the feet side and get within distance to kick its feet with my foot.
Right before you start heading over that way, I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder. Salim, be careful, very careful. And I'm gonna give you guidance.
All right. Your perception roll is Latin. You don't see any movement. You don't see any. It's just laying there.
Can I see a face?
Completely still. Face down with the hood up. You cannot see the face.
I'm going to use my. I was going to say I want to use my staff to flip him over, but I don't want to drain his strength if he's still alive.
Everybody have a mage hand?
I do have mage hand. I don't think I can flip somebody over with it.
I was gonna say pull the cloak back from the
Can you
head.
pull the cloak off?
Yeah.
I'll try to use my mage hand to expose his face if that's possible.
You could lift 10 pounds with mage hand.
Your mage hand appears in that skeletal and almost like arthritic, nodules and swelling knuckles. Reaches out, pulls back down, and there, lying dead in the road, is y'all.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh
dear.
shit.
That feels ominous.
God, if we were playing Get in the Trunk right now, I'd have you roll a sanity check.
You're the DM. You can do whatever you want.
I know. I just thought about that. I need to have sanity checks in this game.
That would be
is
cool.
coming. That is coming next week.
Oh my
God!
God.
Give me a roll a d20, just straight d20. No, nothing added to it.
Who?
Y'all. Okay.
As soon as I see that, I'm gonna start stumbling back.
I want you to put the frightened effect on you.
I told you.
Shit.
Further notice.
Okay.
Oh man.
No one listens
No, I'm
to
just.
the priest.
CJ goes, I told you. That's fucked up, man. Those flies flying around it. Is it all decayed?
So let me. When you say it's y'all's werewolf form, right?
Yeah, it's his. It's what he. He's kind of got the.
It's what he looks like now.
Elongated dog face. He's kind of what he looks like now.
Mix between, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So it's not like his old body. It's like what he looks like at the moment.
He looks like now.
And I'm gonna evaluate him and see if it's dead. I'm gonna do a medicine check.
Gonna touch it? You can pull it, turn it over? What do you do?
Get the stick.
I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna evaluate. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do a medicine check. I will touch him. It will do strength terrain if he's alive.
Okay.
And I'm gonna determine if this is dead or alive.
Okay. You flip him over, and there's no movement, no response, no sound, no nothing. You don't even have to roll it. This thing appears very, very dead. In fact, after you roll it over and it stops kind of jostling around, the skin begins to fall away from the face, and the hair begins to fall out, and it decays right in front of your very eyes. It's all you watch. And within 30 seconds, there's nothing left but the skeletal remains of what appears to be y'all.
I
I
searched
will
the
walk
body.
over to. I'm gonna walk over to y'all, and I'm going to cast Calm Emotions on him.
Hell yeah.
You can fail on purpose, so your frightened is removed. Relax, my friend. Yes, it is. As I told you, it was a figment meant to confuse and frighten you. So just look at the light, and I kind of wave my cane in front of him. Focus on the ruby glow. Let it wash over you and cleanse you of your fears. All is well.
It's taking
All right.
big, deep
Mark
breaths,
off
sending
that
out.
second level spell.
What is the beeping sound I keep hearing? You guys hear that?
I did hear it, but I don't hear it now.
I don't hear it now either, but I did hear it for a
I hear it
while.
every once in a while.
Is it the crickets on the sound set?
No, it goes
No, it's
No.
boop, 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 boop.
Oh, it's probably my printer.
Oh, okay.
But I
I
do
got it
search
going.
the body.
Yeah, whatever magic weapons y'all has now, if he has any, then you will
There's
get.
nothing on the
I
body.
do not.
Is that cloak still there?
Yeah, roll the body back over and take the cloak off of it.
Okay.
Does it seem in good shape, or?
It looks like y'all's cloak.
I will have to keep
It's
the
it's
removed
even got
curse.
like the same, like little tears and stains on it as y'all's does.
Are there any personal items? Like nothing
Nope.
that's of value necessarily, but like
No.
just whatever he was wearing, it's not there.
It's the only thing that is the cloak. That's all that's on him,
Okay.
and
Well,
his undergarments.
as I don't have a cloak, I'm going to take it.
Okay.
And I'll turn to y'all. We are now cloak brothers. We are twins of the cloak.
Let Saloon's light look upon you, brother.
Let's let it not.
I like how your god is saloon because it sounds close to soon. Like they're very very similar.
Same, but just different. You are the
Sounds like a
sun, I am the moon. We are the phases in between.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I need no help from your deity.
Well, don't be a dick about it. He's just
I'll be a dick if I want to.
What
just
are you
just
gonna
because
do now?
we would
Gonna
like to
hang
talk
out
about
here
our
with this?
goddesses.
Gonna hang out here to the skeleton? You gonna keep on walking? You gonna stop for a little rest?
I'm gonna look for cause of death.
I mean, the skin just melted away.
There is nothing.
No marks on bones or anything.
Nope.
After how he felt from the castle, he was, probably had a heart attack. He died of fright.
So did it melt away like on Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Kind of like Raiders of the Lost Ark, but more like
Is it a furbolg skeleton or is it a werewolf skeleton?
it has got an elongated muzzle, kind of like a dog. Elongated, the misshapen, malformed, dog-like hands and feet.
Yeah, y'all's just gonna kind of lean in, look towards it, and look back at everybody else. That fucking castle had something to do with this. Nothing's been the same since we've came back from that damn place. That meeting's just trying to tear us apart. He wanted to interview us, try to learn every single fear that he didn't already know. He's watching constantly. Need to be very careful.
Yes, these myths are part of him. It seems like he can, it seems like it is conjuring our frights and fears.
Oglethorpe will add, and I fear this is just the beginning. of these kinds of fearsome encounters we shall find upon our trek. Be on your guard.
Should we keep traveling or should we rest? I mean, we can probably
Y'all,
get
this
to
is
couple more
beyond my
miles faster than y'all.
expertise. I cannot determine what this is. I will defer to you whether you would like us to bury the body or disregard it. What is your preference?
I'm gonna go and kind of, put the bones almost in a. Is it under? Are we underneath trees? You said it was kind of on the road,
You're
right?
in the road, so there's trees on either side of you. You've been going south, and then you turned west, and now you're going kind of northwest again.
All right. If I can find kind of a clearing to where some moonlight will come down, I'm gonna kind of fix the bones almost in kind of like almost constellation-esque. Kind of just put them
That's cool.
kind of put them together, kind of like a constellation, kind of how those 9 stars kind of go in a circle around Saloon's eyes, and just kind of fix them towards that kind of logo without disturbing it too much. And then just leave them in that opening clearing, just right there in the center of the moonlight.
Okay.
And then I'm
That's
getting the
Strahd.
fuck away out of. I'm getting the fuck away from it as soon as I can.
All right. So you continue walking, and the road, a couple hours in, turns back to the west, and you do pass off to the north a it,
What is that beeping?
I hear it too.
The printer.
yeah,
That's James' printer.
that's the printer.
Yeah,
Oh,
3D
is that
3D printing those dice towers.
Yep.
I am actually. Yes.
Yeah.
And there is what is clearly a road that has not been used in decades, if not centuries. It's overgrown. It's not smooth. It's just it's barely a path, but clearly there's an opening in the woods in the forest that goes off to the north, and then so you can continue going west, or you can take a little detour to that on that path, the disused road to the north, or you can continue going west.
Where are we
This
on the main
path you're
road?
describing is off of the main road.
I will show you on the map here.
So you're saying that like our road that we're on is pretty good, but then there's a path that like is shooting off of that, like a side.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you're right here.
Gotcha.
You see that dotted road that goes up to
That's
the
the
that's what I'm
overgrown
talking about.
path.
That's the
This.
overgrown, rough path.
Okay.
I'm just like, I mean, I'm just almost like looking at all this like a ranger would look at it. I'm all in touch with nature, and I'm very much a woodsman, and I'm just looking at everything. I would be, listening for animals, looking for any animal tracks,
Okay.
anything like that would be giving me a clue of anything that's going on here, and I would be intrigued by this second path off of the main road.
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
Atlas gave me a survival check that was. He's not even entirely sure that there's grass around or trees.
That was when we were looking at the body. If it was worth anything, I was going to look for footprints or something around the body.
I got a 16. I don't know why I rolled twice.
And y'all got a 21. Like I said, it does not look like there has been anything up this path in 100 years or more. There's just nothing going up that northern path. You do see evidence of I wouldn't say recent, but of regular use of the path of the road to the west. There's definitely, though you all have not passed any traffic the entire time you've been on this road, there is evidence that this road does get used off to the west. But it is unusually quiet. You hear a crow or a raven every now and then. Off in the distance, you hear some tree frogs that sound a little extra croaky.
Plus, can you do a sending to the boys and see? I should have thought of this earlier.
Yeah, I could do that.
See if they're safe.
Yep. Aklis would be down for that. Whichever one's the elder, Brom or Bray.
Okay, I think it's Brom is the older one.
He's going to do a sending and just ask, did you make it to the Wizards of Wine safely?
There's no one here. Don't know where my grandfather is. Something's wrong.
All right, Aklis relays that to Reverend and the rest of the party. Wizards of Wine seems abandoned. The grandfather is not there.
Tell them to keep safe and keep hidden, and we should be there, soon. Would we go through strong overbrush to get there? We can probably say where we're at and see if they were close.
Yeah, where are we at?
Yeah, I'll describe. I think we're just south of Lake Martikov. No, I can't use that.
Yeah.
How would I describe where the hell we are? We're lost
There's
in the
no
woods.
I mean, you could say south of Lake Baratok, and where, how far is that from?
But do we know that that's Lake Martikov up there? Would somebody know that in our party?
I'll vote though.
Do we have a map?
We gave the map to the kids, but I would assume with the survival everything that Zlatan had looked at it and kind of knew where he was going.
Yeah.
We're a day or so west of the crossroad.
There's a lot of crossroads.
Very much. Yeah. You might remember when Police Chief Wiggins on The Simpsons got lost. He was talking on the phone. He goes, "I'm standing on a road. It appears to be asphalt, and I am directly underneath the Earth's sun now."
Yes, that sounds good, Miroslav. Tell them that. Aklis, tell them that.
Review the name of that crossroad.
Just tell them that we're on our way.
The Rainbow Crossroad or something weird like that.
I'm in a crossroads surrounded by mist. Is that helpful?
So we're talking about the path to the north to Lake Baratok, right? So Aklis is going to do a quick sending and say there is a rough path to the north about a day west of the crossing, or the crossroads. Should we go north or continue west?
I don't know what's north. The winery's west and south.
Okay. The winery is west and south. He doesn't know what's north.
Ooh, I wonder if we already missed it. I wonder if it was that track that we skipped to the south there.
I believe we should go north.
You haven't come up to the. Oh, you're talking about the one way back there. No, that is a path you should not take at this particular junction.
Okay.
In the adventure, so I didn't mention it because I just assumed.
Gotcha.
Get through with the rest of your characters.
I gotcha.
Somewhat intact.
I'm cool with whatever anybody wants to do. Oglethorpe is still really shook up, so he's just kind of letting everybody else.
Yeah, so if you have a choice. You keep going west or you go north.
Steven wants to go north, but that's just
West
what
and
Steven
west.
wants.
I think hearing that the children are alone at the Wizards of Wine, there's nobody there, and they're completely alone, and we have some sense of what direction they're in, I think we would probably go that way. I personally, myself, would love to go towards that lake, but it seems like it's the exact opposite of what we would do after that sending message.
Agree 100%.
Tell them that you're not allowed to throw any parties.
We could send to.
A couple days.
Yeah,
We could send to their dad. We could send to their dad and say the grandfather is not there. What instruction would you give the children?
What are the limitations on how far we can send?
Unlimited.
Yeah, it's like miles. Yeah,
it's just a sending spell.
That's great.
You have to. So what's the rule on that? Do you have to at least know them?
You have to
so
know
with whom I am familiar.
So if we know Van Richten from back from Martikov's, could you send to him as well and ask him if he's in the tower or something?
Yeah.
Where's the tower?
What tower are you talking about?
Yeah, say the word. We can see it in the distance. We're just south.
Is that his tower?
He said that he was heading. Yeah, he said he was heading to the old Wizards Tower.
Are you sure that that's the Wizard's Tower, though? At Lake
No.
Baratone.
Only one way to find out.
I'd say we can't just the kids twice and go someplace else. So I figured if we're still about this saving children.
I was saying if we just talk to him and see if he could almost meet us.
So
he is in the shit.
I very much want you all to have your own agency. I can't imagine a situation in which Atlas hears
The
my
children are in
grandfather's
trouble.
not here. It's abandoned.
He's going to the kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to do something different, then we're going to have a serious discussion. But because I can't. You have to justify it to me because I can't imagine Atlas. Now, if the rest of you don't have to go, you all can talk it out. But I can't see anything where Atlas isn't saying, "Let's go. We got to get to the kids."
I mean, I'm kind of a
wants to
dad
go
of
there,
Martikov's anyways, so I think heading to the kids.
wants to go there too.
Okay.
At all costs.
We're heading to the kids.
Yeah, Oglethorpe wants the spell book.
Yeah, he wants that book. It's more than he doesn't even care about the kids at this point, but he wants the book. Well, that's the only thing he cares about right now. I mean, it's just I'm just playing it, real.
That's what I'm doing. Atlas would say shame on you.
And
So,
you know
going
what? He would
west,
say shame on you
Anybody protesting or going west?
for punching him in the mouth.
West.
Can we even see the tower? It's like a half a mile away.
No, it's more than a half mile away, and it's behind. There's trees and all that. So, yeah, it's pretty good ways away. Each hex
Could be the
is
Castle Anthrax.
Each hex is a quarter mile, so it's at least a mile away.
Oh, I can see down to an inning from here though, so that's 11 miles
it's
away.
like there's trees. You're down by
Yeah,
trees.
that's true.
I mean,
That's true.
all right. So you continue on. Now you come to a path to the south. Is this the path? I don't know. You continue west. There's another path.
Keep going west.
I mean, I think it's reasonable to think that before we sent these kids off with the map, that we would have looked at it carefully and we would have some vague notion of which way they were going.
Yeah, they went south and west. And they told you when you talked to them just a minute ago, south and west.
Okay, well, that's all right. I think that's
and when the
direction we should get.
The owner, the dad, when he asked us to go there, he told us, south here, west here, those kind of things. And that's
I
what we
think
wrote
you're
on the
right.
map.
It's been so long ago, I don't really remember what he told.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean that's the hard part.
That circle on the map
remember
is
that's
where
what
we
we did.
started, and south
That's where
and
you
west
started.
from there would have been
You
opposite
could-
from the way we ended up going.
I mean, there's the map. So if you weren't seeing it already,
I'm looking at
so basically you can continue to go west, and you can look at the map and see that there's another south coming up, or you can go straight south now. There's another crossroads coming up.
I would say it's below Raven River.
Where's Raven River?
Far to the left.
I see
Basically
it.
all the way west.
I see it.
That's all the way west. So I say, if it's west and south, I would say we try to go down, to that where those the clearing with the two groups of trees are.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
It looks like farmland down there
Okay.
to me or something.
So
If
why
you
not?
wish, what I will do too, okay, if you guys want to go that way to south of Raven River, I can also send Calamus down this first south track to see what he can see, like split up from us, and tell him to just tell me if he can find the tower, and then I can just summon him back. He doesn't have to be within my range just to summon him. So
Yeah, I mean we could guide you
So
too
you're
to where
sending
like
Calamus.
you can see what's going down there.
well, I can only see out of his eyes for 100.
So you're sending
Oh.
Calamus south. and
I'll
you
send
guys continue
Calamus
west.
south, and unless if we don't find anything, then I'll summon him back and find out what he saw.
Okay.
So I'm going to be without him.
So
If we-
you continue on about a half mile down the road, and you come to a crossroads, and you see some weather-worn signposts next to the road. And these signs are pointing along three branches of the road. The arm pointing to the north across the bridge and across a river reads Kresk, Krezk. And again, through the woods, you see an arching stone bridge spanning this river. The arm pointing east from where you came says Valaki. And the arm pointing southwest reads Wizards of Wine.
Calamus,
good
come
eye.
back.
Onwards.
So I will summon Calamus back.
Okay.
All right. Well, mystery solved.
So now you
Right
continue
again.
walking, and it's starting to get dark. And you've been going. You've been basically walking all day now. You're going south. The road begins to get a little more worn, a little less well taken care of the further south you go.
Can we take a quick short rest so I can get my spell slot back?
I'm fine with the short rest. I will use my.
So on this map, I want you to show me where you're stopping for your short rest.
I would say
I would
right at that
say-
crossroads, probably,
Yeah.
before we go
At
down.
the crossroads.
At the crossroads, or
Or
down
just where-
like closer to the entrance.
Or wherever. I don't care where. Just somewhere where we can get just an hour.
I would say down here, where
Yeah,
my
if we've been
second-
walking all day, it seems reasonable that we would take an hour rest, especially with old man Oglethorpe.
Yeah.
I would take it halfway down the path and take a rest, so we're not on the crossroads in case people pass.
So right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I just have a second level spell slot that I burned on that levitation.
Yeah.
I need to
Well, before we, rest, just like, hey, I don't know if you used any, but I believe we can use that harness divine power to get a spell slot back. And since we'll get our our channel divinity back, so I'll use that.
Yeah, I only use one spell slot, so that's perfect.
I think I can only do a level 1 right now. I think.
So I think I'm probably in the same boat. Boat. Damn.
Right.
Yeah.
While we're stopped, Aklis is gonna go to Reverend Raylan and kind of pull him aside. Nobody can hear. He's going to say, Reverend, I find myself disturbed by the events of the crossroads with Oglethorpe lifting Stella.
I as well did not appreciate his way of going about it, but he did explain that the spell had, no ill effects could have been happened, but he shouldn't have traumatized her again.
No ill effects physically, perhaps, but I worry for her mind and her mental safety. Should the need arise, will you help me keep him in check?
I will do what I can. I always want, the safety for all of us, and that means her as well. But she has been, through a lot, and we are taking her into more and more danger. You have to start to think, are you putting her in more danger and in need of protecting? Should we should have left her in town or tried to drop her off somewhere, because I do not think that she has been, completely honest with us all of the time, as she admitted to the Dr. Miroslav's bone saw and, the book also disappearing. So I do think she's more in control of herself than, we realize at times.
I believe her mischief and her dishonesty stem from her emotional trauma.
Absolutely. It doesn't mean you can keep on doing it with no recompense.
But he was not attempting to punish her for a misdeed. He was attempting to traumatize information out of her. It was akin to torture.
Again, I cannot disagree with that. But it wasn't also, like you say, a personal attack. He needed information, and, she clearly took the thing and was very adamant to not share. And she is helping us. We are supposed to be helping her, and yet we are at each other. This is not, beneficial.
I agree. I worry that there may be more displays of unkindness from our older friend. Do not misjudge me. I have not turned against him. Nor not as much as I have turned against any of you. But I worry for her safety.
And I fear that I also fear for everyone's safety. So don't get me wrong, but you can't give anyone more undue attention either. I will keep an eye on both of them to make sure they are both acting correctly. I plan to get to the bottom of these things, whether they like it or not sometimes. And I will be getting Zone of Truth when I take this nap here. So, I will get to the bottom of whatever is going on here eventually. We will see whether he has any actual hidden intentions or if he just wants his damn book. And we will see whether she stole it for a reason or she did not. We can discover these things and not be secretive, and everybody is keeping an eye on everyone, it seems. I'm going to check my bag in the morning just to make sure my healing potion is still there. I'm going to sift through, I mean, she does seem to like me, so I do not think she has stolen from me. But I never know with what is going on around here. The mist could make her do something. Who knows? We don't know.
I believe she will cause more mischief. I, like you, believe we should be on our guard. However, I do not wish to use the wrong means of persuasion with her.
Oh, I guess he will not torture her anymore, for sure. But it's just one of those things that if she does something to get his ire, you cannot then protect her and say, "Oh, don't defend yourselves at that point." It's going to be very nitpicky here. We got to be careful. I mean, who's to say she doesn't come at just one of us with the dart? We do not know.
Let me know if you find anything suspicious in either case.
Absolutely, you too, sir.
On that note, please watch closely as I approach him.
Oh, I will walk with you, unless you wish to whisper.
And so Aklis walks over to Oglethorpe.
All right. Before you continue, did we all notice that they left the party to have a private conversation?
This is during the short
Trying
rest.
to hide it.
I didn't walk anywhere. I didn't mention walking anywhere.
I
I grabbed Reverend and just kind of pulled him to the side. That's all. Yeah, but I mean, somebody could have noticed.
I mean, if you weren't actively trying to hide it, then I think it would be very. I mean, it's not like.
Yeah, I was talking normal tone. I wasn't whispering or anything. So yeah, I am shameless. Do you not know?
So Aklis walks over to Oglethorpe. Master Oglethorpe.
Yes. Yes, Aklis.
I wish first to apologize for my heated actions at the crossroads. I do regret use of violence against a comrade.
Well, I do believe I am guilty of acting rash and cross, but it doesn't mean what I did was not useful.
The ends do not always justify the means, my friend.
I got the information I want.
Yes. And I first offered to help you. I would ask that you take that offer next time.
Seeing that you punched me in the mouth, and now I'm toothless, I'll take you up on your suggestion, as I know how much it means to you. So yes, I will.
Thank you. Tell me, once you have regained the book, what will you do with it?
I will keep it until I am strong enough to copy all of its contents. At that point, I will discard it. But right now, I have copied about half of it. I can't figure out the rest of the spells. They're not coming to me. I've not regained enough of my memory to do so. I must journey on and continue to try, continue to remember the arcane sigils that allow me to prepare and copy the spells. But once I have done that, you can have it. She can have it. You can burn it. For all I care, I don't care. It will be worthless parchment to me. But I have to have it. Until that time comes, it'll be yours. Or hers, or whoever. We can use it for toilet paper for all I care.
As I remember, the pages looked somewhat rough.
Well, my My anus is quite old and leathery.
No doubt from many years of use.
Many
Sorry.
years. It is no longer brown and it is grey.
Oh, good lord, he's had it bleached.
The uses to which you put calamus astound me.
There was a woman in our keep named Jenna
Yeah.
Jameson that would bleach it for you.
Jeez.
Jump the shark.
Do you swear that you will not use the contents of the book with malice against anybody in our party?
No, why would I? I've no. You all are my friends. I would never do that.
What of the girl?
Well, if the girl behaves herself and doesn't steal from me or anyone else in the party, I see no reason why anyone would.
If you have issue with the girl, will you first speak to me?
I don't have to answer to anyone, my boy.
I am asking as a friend for this favor.
For you, Atlas, I will do this. I will.
I heard that.
What? What?
I was just yelling that I heard that just to keep you to know that you're giving your word. He told me to watch when he came over and talked to you, so I was listening to the conversation.
It's fine.
Is there a notary in the party?
I'm the only notary by chance. But if you
Notarize your own shit, man.
if I do come to you first and you cannot solve the problem, then I will take it into my own hands.
Agreed.
Agreed.
And with your word, which I know to be your bond, I would like to show you the value of torture. And he pulls the spell book out of his pack and hands it to Oglethorpe.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Oglethorpe will shoot a lightning bolt at Atlas right now. Give me a DC Dex. You're the one that tortured the girl. You're the one that tortured
I
the
didn't
poor
know.
girl.
I didn't know I had it. She told me after she came down.
Oh my God! You tortured that poor girl. How do you feel about that?
So you know,
I didn't
told
do
you that
shit.
She said that she texted me and said that she ditched the spell book right after you said you were going to look through all her. Right before you said you were looking through all her shit.
Yeah.
She didn't give it to the boys. She gave it to Atlas.
But Atlas didn't know this, or did
So
you know this?
so she not only stole the book, but then she lied about finally where she put it.
Yep.
So Oglethorpe is just, his eyebrow goes up, and he first of all he takes it quickly, hastily, just yanks it from your hand with his telekinesis. It just zips out of your hand into his, and
Atlas gives it willingly.
And he looks down at the book, and then he doesn't even raise his head up. He just lifts his eyes to you, and he goes, "Be careful who you align yourself with, Master Atlas. She's already lied twice now about this book. No telling how many other lies she's told us." And
I know.
So Atlas,
I
your
am
contention is
lying.
that torture is useless, right? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying the torture did not get him the information that he thought it got him. It did not work.
I believe that promise you made him to come to him first was also coerced. He should have just given you the book.
Well, he asked about it the first time.
There was
He
no
asked me to come
coercion.
to him before he
There's some shady shit going on with Atlas
Well,
right now.
Well, Atlas asked you first if you would speak to him if you had a problem, like, and then you went and did the torture scene. Like, so
Well, the
this
only
is like,
problem
oh,
he's
not
had
gonna
with her
start.
has been about the book, and he held the book back knowing that he had it the
Well,
whole
he-
time.
No,
Ackles never
coerce
asked me.
to coerce the
No,
favor out of
I
Ackles.
didn't know. I didn't know I had it until
Ackles did not know
after.
he had it.
until
Well, here's the
after
thing.
whatever happened.
CJ, you
Until
just said
after
that
last
Ackles
session.
asked me to come to him first before I raised her up there. He never asked me that. Never once.
Yeah,
he just
he
gave
did.
me that. No, he did not. He just gave me a coin.
At the
and said, "Give
castle,
this to her."
I offered to help. At the
Yes,
castle,
he
I
said,
offered to help.
if you
No,
need
I'm saying-
help,
Not with the book.
When you started this conversation,
And I never agreed to that. When did I ever agree to that? I never agreed to that.
Not then.
You're acting
Not
like I
then.
agreed to that. Yeah, I never
No,
was. I
no,
agreed to it
I
now.
was thinking-
No coercion here.
wow,
Yeah.
no, it's
That was
definitely
good. That was
coerced.
good.
I don't see how you can't see it that way.
No, I didn't hold the. I didn't. He didn't know. I didn't hold the book hostage in front of him. Like say, I'm
Well,
not
that was
going
a
to give
lie
it
of
to you unless you
omission,
give
then,
me your
wasn't
word.
it? You had the book
Well, but
going
he didn't
into
know
that
that he had it.
conversation.
He didn't know he
No.
had it. He didn't
Oh,
No,
know.
I
he
knew.
was going-
I
yeah, he
knew
was
it
going into
just
the
now.
conversation. Yeah.
The end of the conversation. Yes, I knew I had the book.
Yeah.
While we were walking, before we did our short rest, we probably found it when we were stopping for our short rest, and he came
That's
to you.
fine. I get all that. I don't care about that. What I'm saying is, CJ, you said that he asked me to come to him first if I had a problem, and you're saying that I agreed to it. I never
No,
agreed
I
to
didn't
anything.
say you. I didn't say you agreed to
I
it.
never
You said
agreed
that.
to
I was
anything.
never accusing you. Okay, let's go past it. I apologize then. I didn't mean
Yeah.
to think it
Yeah.
would.
Because I never did. But right
Okay.
now, Oglethorpe feels like he's been had a little bit here. I know he may have just found it right now, but
And Ackles will just tell you. Like she told me after you let her down that I had the book.
okay.
Right. And then you just started this conversation, this whole conversation, 10-minute conversation about coming to you first, knowing you had the book.
And I
Yeah.
agreed.
So that's,
And you agreed.
I think that the conversation should have started with, I've got this book, but in the future, not, will you agree to
What
this
does it
and
matter
then
the
produce
order
the
at
book?
that point?
I didn't say if you agree, I'll give you the book.
No, but I don't know.
Here's what
I see it that
Yeah.
Salim has been watching all this, and his estimation of some people in this party has just gone down a huge bunch.
Good luck putting this out for the journal, John.
Yep. And
I'll
torturing the
provide
girl
you with
that
my
you know
thoughts.
underestimation
I'll
at
provide
all?
you with my thoughts for the journal.
here's what Oglethorpe. Here.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm just trying to make sure, as people here, we're not getting irritated with each other. Making sure this is like.
Oh, that's what I was going to say the same thing. This is all characters.
This is all.
This is good.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Totally
We're
characters.
we're just crossing back and forth, and I just wanted to make sure because it's one of those things like, yes, from a game standpoint, I see that stuff happened. It's just one of those like he didn't know he had it, and as far as like the thinking it was a coercion, he's like he just saw somebody tortured, so he was just trying to say. In the future, before you jump to torture, come talk to me about it. See if we can work it out with words before we do that. And then here's the book. You were wrong.
Oh, and by the way, you just agreed to this, and here's the book.
Wait,
It's all character. This is all character.
Right.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah. Oglethorpe got what he wanted. I got what I wanted.
We just lost accents there, so I was just making sure because we lost accents about who was saying what to who.
Because we weren't talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have been using the accent. That's my fault.
I'm 2 seconds away from coming to fisticuffs.
All right. Oglethorpe is going, like I said, Oglethorpe's looking at the book.
Joe Bob's going to quit and smack Cameron around just because he's got nobody else to.
No.
I mean,
that would last for half a smack.
Oglethorpe is, like I said, he's looking down at the book, and he looks up at Ackles, and he's you could tell that he's almost fuming, and then all of a sudden his face gets pleasant, and he's like, well, thank you, my good dear friend Ackles, and he pats you on the back, and he looks at you again through his monocle, and it's like, I'll be keeping an eye on you lately from now on. So
how much does he mean that?
He's talking to you like a friend. He's just talking to you like a friend. He's just saying he's going to keep an eye on you. So.
Yeah.
And he thanks you. He thinks you.
Strahd is laughing
I
in
thank
his-
you.
in
I'm going
his
to give you
throat.
guys your short rest now. Short rest.
All right.
All right.
Can you put the book back on my sheet?
Yeah, I think you should have it, Atlas. I think.
Oh, do I have it?
Does anyone care to volunteer where my stolen goods are?
Well,
No.
first he has to get you to agree to something, and then he'll give it to you.
Gotta make a deal with the dragon.
Yeah.
All right. So you continue after your short rests back down the road, and after about a half mile or so, the road becomes a little bit more of a muddy trail. It's meandering through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits, with one branch heading west into the valley and the other going south into some dark woods. There's a wooden signpost at the intersection of this path, pointing west, that says Vineyard. So you can go left, west, and toward the vineyard, or you can go south towards the forest.
Towards the vineyard.
Towards the vineyard.
You head towards.
You want to send to the kids again, Atlas? Tell them that
Yeah, I
we're.
was going to say, yeah, definitely. Going to send to the kids saying we are approaching the vineyard now.
That is the response.
No response.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh shit.
Ah, well, they're dead. Let's go back north.
As you start to walk down the western path, a light drizzle begins to fall. Unpainted fences blindly follow the trail, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south again toward a stately building. The fog descends around you, taking on ghostly forms as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there you see rope-handled half-barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail is a large stand of trees. Coming out of that stand of trees is a man wearing a dark cloak with cowl up, and he beckons toward you.
And he's the only person that we see?
He's the only person that you see.
He said he's got the cowl up. You can't make any other discernible features.
Nope.
Trimmer is out. And I have readied in action to attack.
He's kind of hunched over on a cane and motioning toward you all.
How
far away is he?
Oh, sorry.
50 yards.
I'd like to see if I can figure out anything else about him. Like,
Pull back your cowl. Identify yourself.
He is on, like, are you seeing that? He's like on this edge. So you see that little copse of trees there? Like right there. There's that copse. There's the copse trees.
Yeah,
right
north of the house or whatever
yeah,
it
north
is.
of the house. And he's like right up here on this edge. Let me see if I can draw a pointer.
And he's beckoning us to him?
Beckoning you all, yes.
Towards the trees.
Yep.
I think you should come down here, sir. Now.
He's like, oh, golly, it won't let me do it. Just wants to move the holes.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to draw where he is, but that's not it. He's south of that, just a little bit south of that arrow point. So anyway,
what was the guy's name? Is it Markov? Is that the
Martikov.
Martikovs.
Grandpa Martikov.
Martikov has sent us to discover what has been going on with his failed deliveries.
Quickly, come quickly. And he motions and kind of beckons you towards that copse of trees.
No.
There's no evidence of violence. There's no evidence of anything that would have happened to all the people who presumably work in this vineyard. It's just abandoned.
You see a dark building. It is you don't see anything going on in the building. There's no lights or torches or lanterns or anything. No lights coming out of the building. It is just dark and quiet and silent.
And what time of day is it?
It is dusk.
Hell no, then. You will show us your face and present yourself before us before we'll follow you anywhere.
Out from the trees come several other cloaked figures. And the one that has been summoning you steps just a few feet beyond the shadows of the trees. And he takes a very wary look towards the structure. And he drops his hood back, and this is what he looks like.
Cool.
Oh.
Fancy teapot man.
Look at those little things on his hood. They're shining.
And he says, quickly.
Interesting.
Before you are seen, quickly.
He showed his face.
Yeah, I
He
say we
steps
should go.
back into the trees.
Yep. I'm following him.
I am too.
Be wary. I think we should investigate further. We must find the Martikov children and learn what has happened.
I agree.
Well, still with my trimmer held at the ready, I guess we'll follow.
So you follow. Does anybody else follow into the woods?
I do.
I heard a couple people say that.
Yeah, I will too.
Yeah, I will.
Too.
Yep.
So
Well,
everybody's following into the woods. Okay.
You're
So
gonna be looking. I'm just gonna be looking around in the branches for ravens, just in case to see if any of the watchers are here, if they are in raven form or anything.
So you step into the copse of woods, and you see him, 10 or so yards up in front of you. Every now and then looks back and beckons you again, and he eventually steps out into a small clearing, probably 20 by 20, circle clearing or thereabouts. And he steps into the center of this little clearing and pulls out from underneath his cloak just a very small little lantern. And waits. Do you continue to approach?
Yes.
As you all step into the south end of this little clearing, all around the north and then even to the western and sides, 9 other cloaked figures step out. And they draw back their hoods. And the old man steps forward. I am Davian Martikov.
Hell yeah.
Who are you? And what brings you to the winery?
Oglethorpe will show him that card. That's all he will telekinesis that card that Irwin gave him over to him.
Okay. He looks at it.
Who wants to speak on our behalf?
Not Oglethorpe.
Sounds like a great job for Heckle.
Get in there, Heckle.
Your son had sent us. He originally had sent us to see what was going on because he had heard from you in quite a while. And then, how do you say, the shit went down in Banaki, and his sons escaped, and we were attempting to bring them to you, but we were delayed, and we sent them on their way, and we heard that they had made it here, but they could not find the grandfather.
You sent my grandchildren off in Barovia on their own? They're children. What is wrong with you? Are you mad?
Well, it was either that or take them to Strahd himself.
Boom. Mic drop.
And he turns around and he says a few things to one of the other cloaked figures who disappears into the woods.
We heard from them not 2 hours ago, was it?
What happened in Balaki that made my son send you away with his children?
The Baron went a little cuckoo and started thinking everyone was coming to take his kingdom from him, and he thought your son was attempting to overthrow him and had him in some stockades. We tried to free him. He demanded he stay. We were kicked out of town. We were trying to get the children here to you. So I say, and then it was on fire. We talked to them after the morning after the fire started, and he said he had to stay. I don't know if he was going to try to escape on his own or take whatever, but he would not change, as you would say. He refused to escape that way.
Stiff-necked, stubborn, and proud.
That's about it.
I knew his honor would get him in trouble one of these days. So, my grandchildren, you sent them here alone. And you say you have not heard from them?
We heard from them about 2 hours ago, Aklas. I believe we sent to them a little while ago. And then...
did they say where they were?
No.
They said they were at the winery and could not find you.
They said it was empty.
What's going on at the winery?
Has this kind of crestfallen look on his face. The druids of Yester Hill. They and their insidious plant creatures. They attacked 3 nights ago. They have taken over the winery.
Oh, shit.
They have run us out. Okay.
Are those the same wizards that they told Miroslav?
Druids. The Druids of what were they called?
Druids.
Yester Hill.
Yester.
Are those the same druids?
He did say there was druids to the southwest. I think.
Did he say what druids they were?
He didn't say
specifically
Yester Hill,
druids,
but he
he
did
just
say
said druids.
down in the southwest.
Yep. Yeah, he just said druids.
Somebody. I don't think I would be the one to do it, but somebody.
I'm responding to a message from one of the players here. Hang on.
These are the Druids of Daiquiris. They're trying to take over the Wizards of Wine.
That's good.
I'm gonna have to.
If my grandchildren went to the winery, you have not heard from them. I fear the worst. Please.
What is the basis for your quarrel with these druids?
not realize there was a quarrel with the Druids. We have not had dealings or conducted business or even seen hide nor hair of them. They do their own druid thing in a large clearing around a hill to the south. They've typically minded their own business, but something has them riled up lately. I ask you, please go to the winery. See if my grandchildren are safe. And bring them out.
Heading that way immediately.
Yes, I trust we will do this. I trust they are safe because, I mean, we saw them fight saber-tooth tigers and things, so they should be okay. But we will see.
Might I ask, Mr. Davy? It's been several weeks since Valaki has received their shipment of wine, and Erwin was very concerned even before this attack occurred. Why has the shipment been disrupted?
He looks around at the other hooded figures. Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. Not very good.
Please, free my grandchildren, if they are still alive. Once the winery is free and my grandchildren are back, I will tell you everything. But please get my grandchildren.
All right, let's go.
Onwards.
Okay. So you want to head to the winery. I wish they had put a cool picture of the winery here, but they did not. That sucks. But that's okay. So, y'all are all headed, so he gives you directions. You basically, the winery is to the, it's just to the south of where you guys are, you know, the building is to the south. The winery is obviously out in the, you know, there's grapevines all over. If you look at that map, you can kind of see the lines that, you know, go around the hills. It's all grapevines around the building. And as you head south, situated in the midst of this vineyard is the winery. It's an old 2-story stone building with multiple entrances. Thick ivory covering every wall and iron fencing along its roof line. The trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. And a wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery. Next to the loading dock, west of the winery, is a crumbling well and a wooden outhouse. Let's get you guys on the map. First of all, let me do this real quick. Oh, you're kidding me. Son of a bitch. All right, we're going to theater to mind this for a minute. So as you continue, so anyway, so that's what you see. You see the building there. What do you want to do?
I'm going to survey every minute that we're searching.
We haven't walked down there yet. Are we still with the Martikov
No.
Okay.
No, they stayed. They look pretty rough. You know, they were beaten up. They were still, you know, they were in kind of a bad way even after a couple days.
All right, let's just walk forward then. Are there the windows all open and stuff? Is it?
The only thing
No,
open
not shuttered.
is, let's see, I'm going to share this. Share this real quick. Shoot, I deleted that. The only thing that's open is the carriage. So you can see that middle map.
No,
There's the middle picture.
not seeing anything on the map.
Yeah, it hadn't loaded yet.
Oh, because your
It'll
character's
take a
on it.
minute.
Okay, so let me. No,
It'll take a minute.
I haven't put you guys on it yet. That's the problem.
Aha.
Ah.
Come on.
I see Stella.
Yeah.
That
Stella's
cute,
stuck.
honest girl.
Innocent, completely innocent.
Innocent, honest girl.
Abused, tortured girl.
Hey man, do the crime, you gotta do the time.
Thieving, lying girl.
You do the crime, you gotta do the time.
Old forgetful man probably forgot it by the toilet and she just picked it up.
I mean, Oglethorpe could have just left it somewhere and forgotten. He is
No.
old. It's senile.
Not
Right.
that book.
So that's basically, you see that's the only open. You know, there's a door. You know, there's a couple doors that you see on the front of this building, but only the loading dock where that wagon is. That's the only thing that's open.
Hey, we just need a horse. We have a
And
wagon.
everything is dark, so you don't see anything. And nothing going on inside the building.
Oglethorpe will ask you for some assistance, young man with the darkness. I'd hate to waste a spell slot.
Give him a nice little pat on the head, and I'll give you your eyes of the night. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, eyes of night. So you now have it for. Does anybody else need it?
No.
Anybody else that can't see dark vision?
I'll take it.
Okay, because I can give it up to the amount of people up to my wisdom modifier, so I can give up to 4 people.
Dang.
I'll take some of it.
Stella probably needs it.
Yeah.
I can't see in the dark.
Give it up to 4
She's not
people
a
at
cat,
once.
she's a human, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Heckle would
This
need
does.
it.
Yep.
Well, I
Definitely
can
need it.
cast dark. Just give it to people that don't. I can cast dark vision on myself.
I mean, I think that's 4.
I don't think we have more than 4.
Yeah, I think that should be fine because I already have it. So now Oglethorpe, Heckle, everybody now has dark vision up to 300 feet
Sweet.
for an hour.
Thank you, young man.
Saloon's blessings upon you.
Max can probably put his torch in. Or his light.
So these doors that are just below y'all and Aklis, are those like barn doors that slide side to side?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, they look like barn doors.
They've got little arrows.
So, as you approach the building, and you said there's no light, it's just a bit vigilant, the night thing that you got. So everybody's just got dark vision all of a sudden.
Yep.
You
For an
hear
hour.
the rustle of dead vines all around you as you walk through this vineyard and up towards the building. And inhuman shapes emerge from the vineyard with their limbs crackling as they trudge forth through the mist and the rain. And you see about 30-ish
Oh shit.
Oh,
of these things
30?
coming around toward you from all directions out of the vines.
We've been set up.
30. And we'll
It's
see
a
you next
trap.
week.
Oh.
And
My.
Zlatan Maryslav's already on the warm blood and just goes cold when he sees these things.
Yeah, I bet.
I
Son
bet.
of a bitch.
Starting to regret taking that dark gift.
So I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
they're coming from where exactly? Inside the building or outside?
From the vineyard.
So you're out. So you walk through the vineyards, through the vines, through all
Like through the
rows of
agricultural
grapevines.
portion. Not you
You
say the
walk-
vineyard, not the building, but the
Not the building, not the winery, the vineyard, through the vines.
right. So all
you're
right, where the
walking-
vines are
walking
growing.
through those, and you come up to the building, and you're standing here in front of the building looking, and then from behind you, in all directions behind you, coming out of the vineyard, coming out of the vines, are these things which you walked right by, and you cannot as long as they aren't moving, they cannot be seen and distinguished from living plants. And that's what you see coming at your in your direction. 30 of them, thereabouts.
Yeah. Jen, has anybody got a flamethrower?
Who's got fireball?
I'm sure if he would have had his book the whole time, he might have had a fireball.
I do have
Need some
fireball now.
tetrazine.
I have fireball right now.
Oh, do you?
I've got flaming sphere.
I thought that was one of the ones that you couldn't.
Oh
get
no, I
in,
don't have fireball. I have minutes. I just copied them over because it just takes a couple of minutes to do. I did it during that short rest, but I don't have it prepared yet. I have to wait till the next. But I have Melf's minute meteors. So.
Break out the Roundup.
Yeah,
tetrazine.
Little
Yep.
DDT ought to take care of.
All right, guys.
Interesting.
Another fun-filled episode.
It's a Cliffy.
It's a Cliffy.
And a Cliffy. We haven't had a Cliffy. I was gonna jump into it, but the fucking map